We feared this day would come when the lands are ruined and the champions of the light can no longer save those in need. But I will.
Hello ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to another episode of Let's Play Diablo 3. We are going into not only the last act of Diablo 3, but the final act of the entire franchise currently available to us. And I am super excited.
Nice to see Westmarch again. I seem to remember the weather being better though.
And I can't wait to see where things lead. I wonder if we'll get any, like, maybe nods to what might be happening in the future. In the last episode, we saw that the Haradrim were killed by Malthael, a fallen angel of some sort.
Malthael has taken the Black Soulstone. You must come with me.
Too many have died here. I will intervene.
But you and Tyrael need to form a plan. We must find Malthael.
Tyrael should meet me in Westmarch. Go.
It will be done. I swear it.
One thing that's interesting is we're already seeing our perspective shift a little bit here, as you can see. It might even look disorienting to you, because it is for me, as the plane is actually pushed up a little bit, or pushed down, like the camera's pulled down a little bit, and angled forward more. I love that in the distance, though. Lots of dealing with ghosts and undead, I am sure. Now, is that... That's not Tristram, right? We're going to Westmarch. That's a church in the distance. Really beautiful lighting. Lighting. Although there is lightning in the sky. Fire! Alright. Kind of reminds me a little bit of Bloodborne. I know that at this time, the developers faced a lot of criticism for the game being quote-unquote too colorful. Which I think is a weird thing to say, considering Diablo's always had a lot of color to it, but I don't know.
I watched in horror as the guard was struck by the maiden's magic. I heard the sound of his screams until his flesh had dissolved to nothing. And only his armor-clad skeleton remained, his jaw unhinged. Blue mist swirled around his bones, coalescing into new flesh. When at last I cut him down, the phantasmal flesh exploded, leaving only a pile of armor behind.
Sounds exactly like what happened in that cutscene. Yeah, the devs, you know, taking all that criticism to heart, they decided, let's make an entire chapter that is shrouded in darkness and ghosts.
Gates.
That's why it's a lot darker here, a lot more gritty. Reminds me of like a lot of like werewolf type literature, stuff like that. Hence why I reference Bloodborne, because half of Bloodborne is all about werewolves and the other half is all about H.P. Lovecraft.
Though this Reaper wields a dangerous sword, its shield, with its rows of razor-sharp spikes, poses the greater threat. With a single thrust, it can open a man from waist to throat. That shield was not made for protection. It was made to cripple, maim, and kill.
A lot of the recorded dialogue definitely seems to be cleaned up way more than what it's been throughout the entirety of Diablo 3. One of my major complaints about the game is audio balancing, so I'm curious to see if they've improved a lot of it. Because, of course, they would have had to bring back a lot of the voice actors for this. And redo all the audio. In fact, all the enemies here that are coming back seem to be skeletons. Yeah, look at that. I guess if we were allowed to zoom in on that, probably would see a skeleton in the armor. Yeah, there you go. I love how their spirits fly away when you kill them. Actually, you know what? Not so dissimilar from my own summoning techniques. Perhaps we'll get some tidbits of lore between, or about, maybe Rothma? Maybe Rothma's involved in Malthael's necromantic abilities, potentially. I wonder what angel Malthael was. I don't quite remember what they said he was supposed to be doing. I take it not all angels are particularly one specific thing. Like, you know how Tyrael is the angel of justice and has become the angel of whatever the hell he is now. But, I wouldn't say that all angels are probably, like, that important, right? Makes sense. It was a society. We live in a society. I know I'm going through this a little slower than normal, but I just want to embrace the final chapter, man. Alright, nothing too great here. I know we get a new hub to go hang out in, though.
Stop! Don't go out into the streets!
Get it before it's gone.
You know what? Let's prepare all my garbage. Thank you.
It's the end of the world. So many have been killed and the Reapers are everywhere.
Are there other survivors?
General Torian was defending a group of refugees at the old Zakharoon Cathedral, but they're likely all dead by now.
We'll see.
We shall see. Streets of Westmarch. I love this, dude. This looks really nice.
Keep moving. I think we lost her. No, no!
Those with demon blood must die.
I love how it just converts them. It gives them armor.
Townsfolk.
He's upgrading the peasants, that monster. In fact, actually all of my demons now appear to be like a ghostly blue, specifically in this zone. I wonder why that is. Unless they've always been that way, but the lighting here just changes them.
The shadow touched me, and darkness spread across my vision until all I could see was blackness. It gave way to a pale light that sapped my strength. It seemed so easy. But instead, I drew upon the last of my will and fought back. Color flooded back into my sight. The shadow was right before me, and I drove my spear through it.
Dude, this Lorath Nar guy is like a badass. Is he born on Cadia?
Blinding powder!
The Revenant Shield Guards were once the personal guard of King Justinian IV. Appointed to the position for bravery and skill at arms, they accompanied the king at all times, resplendent in their ornate armor, wrought by the finest craftsmen in Westmarch. But most spectacular were their shields, which they unerringly employed in the protection of their king. As Malthael has imbued them with the ability to sense the living, Revenant archers do not rely on their vision to find their targets. There is no place safe from their sightless gaze. They will find you through stone, wood, and even the ground itself. And once they have their quarry, they do not miss.
Do they shoot ghostly arrows through walls? We'll have to watch out for that. Dude, how do I upgrade my archers to do that shit? Wait, did the scoundrel ever say that he's from Westmarch? I kind of forget where he said he's from. I know we gave him money, essentially. Oh, let's catch up.
Well, the world's under attack and people are dying everywhere. It must be time for us to go on another adventure, right?
Yeah, that sounds about right. I wish I could talk to my skeletons. Tell me the story of your past. Oh my god, where are these guys coming from? I love how we can see where our hub area is. But we're not allowed to go in yet. No problem, General Torian.
This is interesting. Cheers!
We found you.
What's up, Tyrael? Dude, this guy looks like a badass, the one that we just ran across.
I've never seen an attack like this. Why has Malthael unleashed his forces on Westmarch?
Because he feeds on death. Every time his reapers kill, he grows stronger. And with the prime evil gone, Malthael believes this is the perfect time to end the eternal conflict.
Humanity has nothing to do with that war.
I agree.
The church! All the refugees are inside! Follow me!
Oh shit. That's fucked.
Akarat's back!
Oh Jesus, dude.
Worse than I feared.
What is it?
Oh my god, you guys messed up big time.
A death maiden! Stop her!
Nephilim, your soul will be mine.
Conjurer of Death. Dude, already like so much shit in this is super cool. It feels so different from the original game, which I really adore. Alright, are we good to read some lore?
Any other archer would have fled as I charged, but this one stood its ground, staring down the arrow's shaft through lifeless, empty eye sockets. Even as I swung my blade to take off its head, the thing loosed another shot. How can we fight an enemy that has no fear, nor thought for its own self-preservation?
I mean, that's like fighting some space marines, dude. No information on this maiden we just killed. Souls of Westmarch.
We must do everything in our power to slow the Nephilim down, so that the collection of souls is not interrupted. It is the key to Malthael's victory.
So they're using all these souls for something big to potentially stop this war between hell and heaven, I guess. Interesting.
We must confront Malthael. Where is he?
I know only that he is not in Westmarch. He could have taken the Black Soul Stone anywhere in creation.
There are no other clues?
There may be. A sliver broke off when Malthael took the Soul Stone. Perhaps by studying that sliver, I can learn his plans.
Then you must remain here. I will do what I can for Westmarch.
Very well. More of these phylacteries. Want to buy amazing one-handed though. Feels bad, man. I still pray for the day we get a badass item. Ooh, a new finger mount. Excellent. What a soundtrack. Wait, I can talk to the Soul Stone? The hell? Squeeze me? Alright, Lorath Nar seems to be very knowledgeable about everything here. Tell me about this new Haradrim.
So the Haradrim have returned.
Tyrael rebuilt the Order to help him take the Soul Stone from heaven, and to protect mankind. After all, you can't be everywhere at once, no matter how powerful you are.
At least the Haradrim lives on. It could have died with Leah. Tell me about Malthael.
Malthael, my brother. He was wisdom, leader of our council, first among angels. And now, he has become this.
How?
After the destruction of the World Stone, Malthael's mood darkened, and he left the heavens frequently. Then he disappeared completely. He must have developed a connection, no, an obsession with human souls.
He was never meant to explore the domain of death. What would Rathmus say if he were here?
So he was the Angel of Wisdom, huh?
Any progress?
The sliver is still connected to the Soul Stone. As the stone changes, the sliver will change too. Therefore, I can observe what Malthael is doing to the stone, and if we're lucky, even discover his plan.
So this here, oh, I see. I don't remember in the cutscene it breaking apart, but maybe it did. Oh, it's so cute. Can I keep it? Alright, General Torian.
What was that Death Maiden doing?
She was creating an orb that turns the living into Malthael's death creatures. A single orb can transform hundreds of innocent people every hour, and my men report 2 more of them out in the city.
Soul crucibles. With 2 of them, Malthael has an endless supply of soldiers.
This magic was not meant to be used so. I will not stand for it.
Yo, because I'm a Necromancer, my character must know way more about this stuff than any other character in the game. Malthael's Reapers.
I have read spells about crucibles that could enslave the dead. Now angels are using them.
Sadly, yes.
And the Death Maidens as well.
Their story is as tragic as Malthael's. Once the vanguard of his wisdom angels, they followed him down the path to darkness.
Huh. Dude, the design here is super good. I've always loved the backdrops in this game. Very impressive stuff. Any new dialogue, my friend? This is always buggy, I don't know why. So, like, sometimes I can deal with my scoundrel, and sometimes I can't. Oh, maybe you have to be... Okay, maybe that's it. You have to be within distance of your guy.
Trust in Ekarat.
Oh, it's our new healer boy. That's a cool outfit. Dude, tons of extra dialogue. This is awesome. Diadra Satchel. Let me read her diary first.
Westmarch originally grew from the efforts of the great General Rakis to spread his religion beyond the realms of the East. Seized by the superstitions of the Zakarum faith, he drove his paladins relentlessly across the barbaric western lands, subduing the uncivilized tribes he found there. Ultimately, he became king of them all.
Oops, I'm in a doctor.
The library isn't far from here. I was closing everything up for the day when I heard the fighting in the streets. I barred the doors and then squeezed through the back window to escape. But I'll have to come up with something more exciting when I write my official account, won't I?
That was pretty exciting overall.
You've heard the legend of the Tomb of Rakis, haven't you? Its location has never been found. Most scholars think it's underneath Westmarch, but I suspect it's somewhere outside the city. Rakis was a clever man, after all.
Interesting.
At long last, a hero comes to save us. That won't bring my wife back, though, will it?
Ooh, he pissed. So I'm noticing here that, you notice how there's always a lot of people you could talk to that would have dialogue, but you just wouldn't know about it in the main game unless you actually went to click on them. Now they're putting asterisks on everyone that has optional dialogue, which is very nice and convenient for me.
We stayed to fight, Robert and me, but he fell. And when they started to tear into him, I panicked. I ran.
Many of the survivors here have suffered the same. You should speak to them.
Yeah, this whole situation's pretty messed up. Hey, pal.
My wares.
Not as talkative as you once were, eh? We're allowed to go back here into the entrance? Where do all these people come from? Alright, Lord Harold Snow? Marital disharmony.
Did you grab the jewelry at least?
Harold, those monsters were about to kill us.
Well, I would rather be dead than poor.
Yikes. Who would you even give money in this case? Like, everything has just become rations anyway. Even if you had all the money in the world, you couldn't just, like, grease the palms of the soldiers.
You ask who's to blame for this doom? All of Westmarch, reveling in sin, worshipping petty idols. The Zakarum are gone, and the Order of Malthael now rises. Praise Malthael, and your souls may yet be saved. He spares only the faithful. Donate to the Order and prove your conviction.
What, like donate your soul? Or are you just trying to get free money? Hey, what's up, Covetous? I mean, Shen. Lyria.
Did you know there were once 2 moons? Lyria is the one that is no more. I think it's time I told you the whole story of Zai and his master, the god of desire, Juuust.
I thought it was a secret.
Juust's jewel has appeared again, and the time for secrets is over.
Then I will finally know the truth.
Tell me more. What are your thoughts, Shen?
There was a great gem market here in Westmarch. I spend many a carefree day browsing the aisles to think that I will never again see all those happy little stalls, those rows of jewels, and those gem cutters.
Lord Vermilion.
I know who was responsible for this. It's the poor. They've summoned these monstrosities to take Westmarch for themselves.
There definitely seems to be a huge amount of rich people here in Westmarch. Must be a wealthy nation. Or, well, mostly wealthy, or have... There's definitely noble high houses, is what I'm trying to say. Definitely a huge discrepancy between the rich and the poor. Strange sounds, Hadrig.
What's that noise?
Is that really it? Okay. Thoughts?
Is something on your mind?
Yes, actually. I was just remembering what happened in New Tristram after the falling star hit. I'd never seen Mira so scared. Leah came by later, telling us there were wounded men at the inn.
And your wife still went to help them.
Brave woman. Emily. Freed from the sewer.
I can't believe we're still alive, and it's all thanks to you. I thought we would die in that foul-smelling place.
Victor the Quartermaster, eh?
My last customer.
Well, I'm not your first either. Got him. Where's our girl? Oh, wait a minute. Maybe she arrives in this chapter. Transmog lady. That's probably why we don't have her right now. Alright, Enchantress, Westmarch.
It is good to see you again, though it seems like we are only brought together in the worst of circumstances. But I suppose if times were better, we would never have met.
Templar. Cormac's unease.
You are ill at ease, Cormac.
For too long have I lived with the knowledge that my order tortures its initiates and twists their minds. I need to know how high this evil reaches. If my whole order is corrupt, what does it mean to be a Templar? What am I?
You are one of many who believed in serving a righteous cause.
But it wasn't, was it? The guilty will answer for their transgressions. I swear it.
And I will help you, Cormac. The survivor.
For a moment, I heard one of my sister's voices, but I could not make out the words.
That sounds like magic. Or melancholy. I cannot tell which.
My sisters are gone now, and I am the last memory of a world long since forgotten.
There are many who do not forget the dead, Irena. They serve a purpose. As do we.
I didn't realize her name was Irena. Interesting. Actually, I don't know what the scoundrel's name's supposed to be.
Angels do this to us.
What are you saying? This is obviously a demon's work.
There's actually like a marker over there.
Duncraig is just death and horror. I thought I'd be safe here, but we've nowhere left to hide.
Alright, do I want to go in there, or do I want to grab this quest line? Musty Cellar? Alright, hold on. Ew! Oh, this is like a side thing? Sounds in the cellar? What's up, Bryson?
Someone came for me. After all this time.
The blacksmith heard you down here.
Oh!
Sorry. I shouldn't have said that. I owe you both.
Follow me.
That's why Hadrig had that noise. You know what? It also makes sense why he would hear this, because he probably remembers the cellar, where he had to, unfortunately, slay his own wife. Wait, oh no, I'm getting lag. Internet, hold up. My character just, like, teleported. Hadrig! We got him, Hadrig. It was this piece of shit. A new companion.
Remember that noise I heard? It was that lad you rescued.
I'm Bryson. I came here to see your friend.
And now he won't go away.
You don't feel responsible for him?
No, I'm responsible for myself. Though I have decided to repay Hadrig by helping him.
And I told you to stay away from my forge.
The past.
I grew up over by the docks. Not the good part of town, but it's what my parents could afford. They died when the plague swept through a few years ago, within hours of each other. Like they had to stay together. I used to hate them for leaving me, but now it's a relief they didn't have to see all this happen.
This is really cool. So now Hadrig's gonna have an apprentice. Maybe to hopefully at least fill in that gap that he has in his life. It's been rather lonely. Alright, we got a little book to read.
After years of my pleading, the Angiris Council has finally agreed to send me in search of Malthael. I will not fail in this, as my master's presence is sorely needed in the high heavens. Owing to Malthael's growing fascination with the humans, Tyrael has suggested I begin my search on Sanctuary.
Interesting.
I can't say Westmarch is terribly good wine, but that won't keep me from drinking it.
Are you starting to like it?
Well, I like it more than being sober.
True. We gotta destroy these Gears of War chest-high walls. Oh shit, never mind. Apparently there's actual enemies stuck in the walls. Who would have guessed?
Possible.
All know the reputation of the exorcists of Westmarch. Those spiritual warriors specialized in removing demonic possession. By custom, they arrive in darkness, clad in cloaks as black as the night that conjured them. They work in secret, extracting the demons that dwell within their subjects. Now, Malthael has turned them, and they roam the city in their inhuman forms, stripping the souls from all they encounter.
Gross.
I am returning to town.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, I think we're going to wrap it up there. I know it was a pretty lore-heavy episode, a lot more lore than I was expecting, but I guess it makes sense. New expansion, it had like a full year to really work on it for the most part. I think it came out about a year after the game, but I might be wrong. And yeah, I'm actually really excited to see what happens here. Definitely really intriguing. All the visuals and the characters and this lowborn, highborn discrepancy going on right now. I'm really curious to see where all this leads as we head down into the depths of Westmarch and face Malthael, the Angel of Wisdom, or the fallen Angel of Wisdom, obsessed with souls of humanity. It sounds really fascinating, and it sounds like a perfect ending for the Necromancer anyway, even though I know all of the characters get their own little storyline, but it seems to fit the Necromancer very well, considering I am dealing with souls myself, or rather not souls, but the soulless undead, where Malthael deals with the soul-filled undead, or something like that. It sounds really interesting. I don't know. I'm very fascinated by that story so far. Alright guys, I'll see you next time. Thank you very much for watching.